I'm rolling with you, baby. I don't care where you go. That's what that guy was just singing. Some kind of great oldie station. I'm rolling with you, baby, and I don't care where you go. I'm rolling with you, baby. I'm rolling with you, girl. Yeah. This is exactly what's going on. Yeah, give it a little light. Oh, would you looky there? Just looky there. So, just, that's it. What do you want to say? Mercury? Yeah, it's Mercury retrograde. Just brought that to light for me today. This, once again, highly emotionally, energetically charged time of the lunar calendar. Mercury retrograde. We are like in the height of it right now. Yeah. So tonight we're just making this very, I don't know how long it'll be, this video, but we just, we've had such an electrifying day on so many levels. Capped off with a half a dozen baked clams from La Vigna, right? Chris got an order from La Vigna because he was bringing it to his father at the nursing home. And La Vigna is a pretty popular Italian restaurant here on Queens Metropolitan Avenue. And I don't personally. I there's many that I like better, but as far as Queens has such an amazing array. Joe's Italian Restaurant, Forest Avenue, Ridgewood, that's the one. But gee, maybe one of these days we'll get an order from Joe's, John. Yeah, they must be on Grubhub. What are we, crazy not ordering from Joe's? All right, I feel like turning this camera off. Well, we ate today, so I made pasta for lunch, yeah. She made a beautiful pasta with a white sauce. Yeah. A white garlic and oil. I used vegan sausages, just a little bit to flavor the sauce, but it was a white sauce with lots of fresh parsley and fresh garlic. And then after me and John ate, Chris is like, I'm going to get something. I'm going to order from La Vigna. He was going to go there. But I said, oh, they're on Grubhub. We can just get it delivered. Why don't we do that? And this way you just drive out. It'll come to the house and you just drive to the nursing home and bring the grub to the hub there, the grandfatherly hub of the family. Who, God bless him. I hope he's doing better. I really do. He's always been kind to me. Chris's father has always been kind to me, and so is his brother Stephen as well. But I know I don't know. Well, Christopher made the mistake at this highly emotionally charged time. He goes and he checks in on his old mother there, and she seems to really hold a grudge against. She hates Lena. To this day, she talks about what a pain in the ass Lena's dogs were to her. Right. My beautiful dogs, who I miss them so much. And she has nothing but shitty things to say about my poor dogs that passed away. Like, 6 years, 7 to 8, 9 years ago. If I was up on my feet, believe you me, I'd have a bunch of dogs living in this apartment house right now. And, she would not tell me not to either, because Chris would be right in there on it with me. One thing I made out of him, if he wasn't already, was a dog lover. But he comes home and he tells me these stories of his mother saying these really fucking nasty things about me and my dogs. Like I'm a dirtbag or something because I love dogs. And I don't need to hear this shit. If you want to go over to your mother's fucking house and have these discussions with her, talk to her about anything else. She loves talking about her stupid grandchildren. She loves talking about her friends' grandchildren. All she talks about is people who have grandchildren. Sorry, we didn't have grandchildren. We didn't want them for you, okay? You didn't get these grandchildren. You got dogs. And you know what, John? Lena loved her dogs and showed them more love than that woman ever showed to any of her kids. So there. And that's John. if you're watching this, you old battle axe. So tired of Chris coming home with stories about this shit. Get over it. My dog's pissed in your yard. So fucking what? Grow up. Grow a fucking life. Instead of sitting around staring. And now nobody's pissing in your yard. But you're sitting there ruminating about days of yore. When your grass turned orange in a couple of spots. Because probably a squirrel peed there. Not even my fucking dog. Shut up. Shut your yap. Your big fucking yap. Your son comes to check on you. Talk about something nice. Talk about, and you know, and he's sick of hearing about all your contacts that you make with all his old ex-girlfriends who have children now. Right, John? Yeah, she's a piece of work. And he brings home that toxic energy whenever he sees her. So what the thing about Christopher is, you made it very clear to him today, you don't want to hear one thing that she has to say about anything. Don't come home with news about your mother. You want to go check on your mother while your dad's in the hospital? Fine. That's good. You should do that. That's good for your whole guilt trip that you always have going for your parents there. But you keep your mouth shut, and we don't want to know one word out of her mouth. You don't come home and tell Lena, oh, she said you were fucking this and that, and yeah. Yeah, John got mad as hell, and he started screaming at Christopher, like, shut up, do not bring that old lady's name up in this house. You know, she's your mother, Lena fucking washed her hands of her own insane parents. We don't want your insane mother in this fucking house. Via you. God almighty. And I just felt bad thinking how much I loved my dogs. I loved them so much. And always did. I've had dogs ever since I moved out of my biological parents' home when I was 17. I've had dogs my whole life. And you know what? I like them better than any people. And I'm proud to say it. Because there's nothing wrong with that. I've had a sorry lot of people in my life, and dogs, they will make you all look like shit. Every last one of you. Oh, honey. So yeah, today it was a little rough going. We're gonna watch movies tonight, and Mom is here, and Dad. Hi, Mom and Dad. Hi. I'm looking at the number 9, and I'm just saying the number 9 of Pentacles for you. And you did really well, and you handled yourself well today. And you know what? Christopher listened to John. John stopped Christopher in his tracks today. Like he finally shut up and realized, it's true. Why should he, Lena doesn't want to know anything about his parents, and that's her right. Especially if it's going to be his mother holding grudges from a dog pissing on her grass. Just because that woman had nothing better to do her whole life than sit in her window up in the fucking attic of her house and look down and yell about dogs on her grass, that's a sick existence. And just be glad that you were not her. Mm-hmm. It's just a shame that, she never could find love in her heart for you. Yeah, I don't care about that anymore. Just don't fucking drag my dogs into it. I love my dogs too much to hear her fucking bad-mouthing them after the fact when they're already gone. Try to act like you're a nice person and that you like animals. You don't. You care more about a stupid blade of, of grass that didn't stay as green as you wanted it to say. Ugh. Yes, we're airing this. Everything gets aired. Unbelievable. I remember back in the day, Christopher's father came to me and he said, because the mother never could be like honest with me. Oh, everything's fine. But then she'd be fucking totally ragging on me behind my back. And Christopher's father came to me and said, Nettie's really getting upset, Nettie. Nettie's really getting... Meanwhile, I don't call her Nettie. She's not my grandmother. Nettie's getting really upset because the dogs are pissing, you know. Meanwhile, I took those dogs to the park every day. They're acting like I use their yard as a toilet for the dogs. It's just not true. So I said, oh, well, what is she upset about? And he was like, you know, well, I don't remember, but at one point John said to me, tell her to pray. Tell her to pray for the grass not to get brown. Right. So I told my father-in-law, tell Nettie to pray. Tell Mom to pray for the grass. It'll work. John says it'll work. That went over like a lead balloon. Yeah, like everything with him and her. So, God help them all, but, I got bigger problems to worry about than Christopher coming home neurotic after talking to that woman. It never is good for him. He always gets like mentally sick after talking to her. It's like clockwork. He changes for a couple of days after he sees her, and it takes a while for him to snap out of it. Mommy issues. 11:11. Yeah. So anyway, while we were eating baked clams, John is like telling me, do you know that so many big fat Italian guys like die because they're such gavoons when they're like eating in restaurants or whatever, and they get a clamshell, a whole clamshell when they're sucking down clams, they get clamshells stuck in their throat. And I said, is that true? And he said, it is absolutely true. I've never even thought of that happening, but I guess it could. Like, if they're like slurping these clams, and sometimes those little necks or whatever are small. Are the little necks small? I think the little necks are the ones that are, maybe not. Whichever clams are like a small half shell, if you have clams on the half shell. So John starts showing me like all these different visions of these big fat Italian people with clam shells stuck in their throat in restaurants and like dying. So I thought that was pretty interesting because I've never even considered that as a way to die. Come on, we got movies to watch. All right, Daddy, did you have a card for me today? Just the Ace of Wands. Thanks, Daddy. And the Queen of Wands, because that's you guys. And everything you say has merit, and everything you feel is valid, and we love you. I love you too. And hang in there. The Mercury retrograde, it'll start to swing in your favor now. The worst of it is over. You're at the peak today, and it hits you like a wallop, and you're okay. Yeah, thanks. I didn't even know it was until today, the middle of Mercury retrograde. So, hi, Freddie Mercury. Good work. We'll sing songs tomorrow. Tonight is for you guys. You got tonight. We got tonight. Who needs tomorrow? Oh. Are you laughing? Yes, I am. Because I love you. I love you too, baby.